Good morning, and thank you for tuning in to Ohio Hilltops. My name's Dave, and today I'm going to be taking you all along with me as we do the 50-hour service on the LS XR3135. All right, stick around, and we'll get to it. All right, to start it off, I'm going to go ahead and get it up on our pad here and pressure wash it, just so I got a clean work area there, and I'm not tracking into the garage where the weather here has been crazy. A few days ago it was almost 70 degrees, and today there was snow flurries. So I'm gonna do it in the garage where I got the torpedo heater going on in there and try to make it more comfortable to work in. So let's go get this thing washed, and then I'll take you through and try to explain everything I'm doing. I've never done a 50-hour service on one before, and I'm just gonna follow through the manual and show you all the parts that I use, the filters, and we'll go from there. Alright, so I went ahead and did a quick little pressure washing job on it there. One thing I want to remind y'all, if you go to pull these into a regular garage, make sure you fold the roll bar, because my garage doors are not high enough for that to clear. So just be aware of that. Let's go ahead and pull this in the garage and we'll get going. Also, I'm sure many of you all are aware of this. I'm going to go ahead and get it warmed up for about 5 or 7 minutes there. That way the oil and such will drain out a little smoother for us. Okay, so before we start here, I wanted to go over the filters and the prices for what I paid for them. No idea if the prices will change dealer to dealer or what, but I'm going to show you what I paid for it. So, the oil filter, that's for the engine oil, that was $14. The fuel filter, that was around $49. The hydraulic filter, which was that one, $42. And that there is your regular hydraulic filter, $27, almost 28 bucks. So had around $130 in these filters. There's the part numbers for y'all, and I'll try to leave a link in the description, or not a link, but I'll put the part numbers in the description below for reference. Another quick tip with that is keep your receipts, guys. Put those right in your service manuals. That way you have date references, and you know, you can reference part numbers after you buy them the first time. Okay, so as seen before there, I posted a picture of the 50-hour service check and the recommended oils and such. Now, this is the discussion that is, I'm probably going to, hear a lot of feedback from. Again, everyone has their own opinions and recommendations. However, myself, I've used Shell products from dirt bike racing, vehicles, and now to the tractor. It was recommended to me and to use Shell Rotella T4, and I'm fine taking this man's recommendation. And also another very arguable point is the hydraulic fluid there. I'm using a regular 303 hydraulic oil, which if we zoom down on the side there, it gives all the brands that oil can be used for. Again, I'm sure I'll hear a lot of different feedbacks on recommended oils. This is what I chose to use, so feel free to follow what your dealer recommends and from what you gather from your own research. But that's what I choose to use today, and we're going to get into it. So to start, we're going to remove the engine oil by removing this bolt drain plug and one on the exact opposite side, and then we're going to go in here and remove the engine oil filter. And to remove the drain plug, I'm using a 7/8 inch socket. And the same on this side. While that's draining, I'm going to go ahead and clean off my drain plugs and get ready to install them after it stops dripping. Okay, so next we're going to go ahead and remove the engine oil filter. Alright, now that the oil is draining at a real slow drip, we're going to get ready in a few minutes to reinstall the drain plugs. And just for your comparison, the new filter compared to the old filter is the exact same, except from the factory where they paint everything. This one's painted. So when your new filter comes, it obviously should be the exact same. Alright, with that being said, I said they should be the same. That is, I guess only if you're getting the factory filter. Again, with your opinion, if you want to go with an aftermarket one, do your own research and find the filter that, you know, the brand that you want to use. So after you wipe the seating surface on the tractor where the filter is going to seal, clean it up real nice. And what I like to do is I like to fill up the oil filter itself somewhere around halfway with oil, just so there's not that big void with no oil on the first startup. Alright, and after the filter's soaked up some of the oil, I go ahead and just put a thin coat of oil right on the seal there, and it's ready for install. And I go about hand tight with these and about a quarter of a turn with the wrench. Alright, now that we have tightened the drain plugs, I believe they were to be torqued at 30 pounds, foot-pounds. Now we're going to go ahead and fill the oil. So we have the dipstick to check it and the oil fill plug. The capacity is 1.3 gallons. Alright, here's a close-up shot of the dipstick, and we're going to, after we added the majority of the oil, we're going to start checking it, and we're looking to get the oil level somewhere right in the middle there. Alright, I think we're getting close. Let's take a look. Looks like it's about right there. A little above half. That's good because it's probably going to use a little bit in the system when I first start it. So let's go ahead. We'll put the plug back in there and the fill cap. We'll go ahead and idle it for about 5 minutes or so. Let it warm up. Let it set a few minutes and then we'll recheck it. So So we ran the tractor for 5 to 10 minutes there to make sure it's good and warm and allow the oil to circulate. Now we're going to check it for the final check. And I don't know if you can tell or not, back it up a little bit. The level looks about right there, which may be slightly high, but we'll monitor it here after we run it a little bit, and but still that's within the limits, so that's good to go. So now that we've gotten the oil changed for the engine, we are going to go ahead and start on the hydrostatic transmission filter and the hydraulic filter. Now in the manual, from what I gathered, you just are supposed to replace the filters. However, I feel like I'm going to lose a fair amount of oil anyway, so I'm going to go ahead, and I believe it's the 300-hour service, and follow that procedure to go ahead and drain all the hydraulic fluid out and put the new filters on and refill with fresh hydraulic fluid.
All right, now that we're moving on to the hydraulic and hydrostatic filters, I'll go ahead and point these out. This is your hydraulic filter, and if you look under, the vertical one is your hydrostatic filter, and the drains for these, right there is one, and up on this rail is one. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and drain that and remove these filters, and I'll get back with you. Also, just a heads up, there's almost between 7 and 8 gallons in this system, so make sure you have plenty of capacity in your drain pans there, and have a few standing by in case you overflow. Alright, we got it draining there, and there's actually some metal shavings on the drain plug, so a good magnetic drain plug. Nice clean looking oil, but we're going to go ahead and change it anyways. Here we go. Alright, I've just removed the hydrostatic filter and letting it drain out here. It's going pretty smooth, only made a little mess, that's all. Alright, I've got the hydraulic filter broke loose now, and we'll go ahead and remove it. And another little mess. That's what they make rags for, I guess. Alright, and there's the hydraulic filter part number. And again, it's the exact same that came off of it. You can just read the label on this one. I'm going to go ahead and apply a thin layer of oil to the gasket. And again, fill this up, quarter to halfway of hydraulic oil, and screw it on. All right, we're going to go ahead and hand tighten this, and it says go about a half turn tighter after that. All right, okay, and there we have it. And then to the hydrostatic filter, the same thing. Filled it up with some oil and put a fresh coat of oil on the gasket. And we're going to go hand tighten with about a half a turn after that. So now that we've gotten the hydrostatic filter and the hydraulic filter installed, this right there is our hydraulic fill and gauge dipstick, and that's the fill port. So this holds 7.9 gallons. So we're going to go ahead and get the filling. All right, I believe we're getting close here. We're going to go ahead and check. All right, I think we're pretty darn close there. Now I'm going to go ahead and run the tractor again, cycle the hydraulics, and we'll probably have to add a little bit more, but we'll check.
All right, so I moved the tractor back outside. I made sure I went and I cycled all the cylinders for the loader and the 3-point lift here. So I think all the fluid should be filled up in the chambers, and we'll go ahead and do a final check on it and see if we need to add more. All right, it's hard to see it there, but I think I'm right at the full mark. I'm going to be checking the cleanliness of the air filter. Alright, as I expected, not really dirty at all. I haven't had the tractor in a lot of dust, but I am going to still go ahead and use the air compressor and blow this thing off a little bit. Okay, so on your filters, make sure if you're going to try blowing them out to clean them, you blow from the inside out. Now that we've gotten the air filter installed, that's it for what I'm going to show you on the 50-hour service today. The other things I'm going to do is go through, grease everything, and just go through and check some of the nuts and bolts, make sure everything's tight, and look for any other issues that I may need to correct. But so far, very happy with this machine on the 50-hour service. It's had its first regen. If y'all didn't see the video, I'll post a link up here. And yeah, the regen went very smooth. I had a regen symbol and an F00 code flashed. After a few minutes, the F00 code went away and the regen completed, probably 6 to 8 minutes, I figure. And the codes went away. Everything's been normal since. So very satisfied with the tractor. I hope this 50-hour service helped you all. And just refer to your manual and call your dealer if you have any questions about anything. But I thank you all for sticking around. Hope this helps you, and we'll see you next time on High Hilltops. Y'all take care.